Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about drugstore makeup, but not just any drugstore makeup. I am specifically sharing with you guys what I think are the best bang for your buck products. All of these products are favorites of mine. I love them all, but especially when it comes to the price tag, you get more than what you pay for with these. So we're gonna go through all of them. Hopefully you guys are excited about it, but before we do, special welcome if you are a new visitor here. I hope that you enjoyed this video today and will consider subscribing to my channel before you leave and make sure your notifications are turned on. And with that out of the way, let's just get right into it. All right, so let's start with the kind of random product that you can buy online. I had to mention the Misha BB cream. I know that everyone has probably heard about this. You've likely already tried this out. Some of you love it, some of you hate it, but you cannot deny the value of this product. This is a K-beauty makeup product. It's basically a foundation if you're not familiar with this. It's called the BB cream, which means it's like a foundation slash tinted moisturizer slash sunscreen. This is Korean focused beauty. So there are a couple drawbacks with that. Number one, this does not have a shade range that's going to cover everyone. But if you happen to find it in your shade, this is the ultimate bang for your buck skin coverage product. You get 50 milliliters of product for around $9 to $11. That is a fantastic deal. 50 milliliters of product is 1.7 ounces, which is way more than you get from a traditional foundation at your drugstore or even anything high-end. So that makes this almost more like a $4 or $5 foundation. And considering it does have some good skincare properties to it, I really like this. It has good coverage. It wears pretty well for me. I'm almost completely out of this one, which is my best shade. This is shade number 27. I think it's absolutely amazing. If you like this type of a product, maybe you feel like you need to wear a foundation, whereas maybe when you were younger you didn't, I would recommend starting with something like this because it's great, has skincare properties, and it's super, super affordable. Okay, let's talk about a couple of concealers. So I have two concealers that I think are the best bang for your buck, and they are these two right here. First off, the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. I think this is such a great concealer. It has really intense coverage. You could almost say if you apply too much of this, it can definitely get a little bit on the cakey side, but you don't need a lot. I use the shade Light Honey. This thing is pretty cheap. I think you can get this for, depending on where you buy it, for around $3 to $5. It does include 0.19 fluid ounces of product. That's not a ton of product. So that's the only drawback with this one right here. And the reason that I also wanted to mention the NYX Serum Concealer, the Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I've kind of had mixed sort of reviews with this concealer. I do like this concealer a lot. I think it's a great formula. For some reason on me, I don't think this looks amazing underneath my eyes, which have a lot of fine lines in them. I personally have to be very careful with how much I apply, but other than that, I think it's a really nice formula and you get a lot of product in here. There is 0.32 ounces, which I was kind of surprised by. As I was looking through some of my favorite drugstore concealers, I initially did not think this would have that much product in it. And that's a huge selling point. So this one is a little bit more pricey. I think it's around like $10 to $12 depending on where you get it. But consider you get double the amount of product nearly as this one right here. That is something to consider. And I think it is a great concealer. I know a lot of people love this one. And by the way, this one comes in a pump and it's one of the best pumps I've ever used. Like it never gets clogged. The perfect amount comes out. You can control how much you get out of the pump. Like you don't have to just do a full pump. All around, great product for a really good price. Okay, let's go through a couple things that look a little haphazard, but I had to mention them because I still think these are some of the best bang for your products out there. First off, this one from Essence the blush. One of the best blushes. The packaging is crap, I'm sorry to say. They're guaranteed to break. But that said, the actual blush inside, fantastic formula, amazing shade. This is the shade Befitting. It's the only one that I haven't decluttered yet. It is the one that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. It's such a perfect, just kind of soft nude, mauvey sort of nude pink that's not too warm or too cool. It's one of those shades that just goes with anything. Love the formula of these. They're so easy to apply. This one is, I think, a satin matte finish. And it's amazing. I don't use this a ton anymore, but I should use it more often than I do because I still think on the cheeks, if you can get past the packaging, this performs as good as some of my best high-end blushes. And I feel the same way about this right here. This is Sunset Striptease Bronzer from Wet n Wild. The packaging is a little bit sad, but the bronzer itself, as you can see, I've already hit pan on. It's amazing. I love this bronzer. This one is, did I say, is in Sunset Striptease. Not all the shades are great. This is my favorite shade. It's a slightly warmer shade, but it's not overly orange on me. The formula is really nice. It's kind of a satin sort of finish, so it gives your cheek this, not really a glow, but it just kind of like diffuses things. It looks really flattering on the cheeks. Very easy to use and so incredibly affordable. You get 0.38 ounces for around $3 or $4. That is unheard of. You cannot find a really good performing bronzer at the drugstore for that price from anyone else. I really love this bronzer. I had to mention the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes. Now these aren't my favorite blush highlighters in the world, but you cannot deny that these are some of the best bang for your bucks at the drugstore. And that goes for all of the e.l.f. bite-sized products, the eyeshadows. They have some bite-sized brow quads, I think, that I think are also amazing. But these I think are some of the best. The highlighter formulas are really nice. The color stories, I don't know. These are the last two that I own. I feel like this is kind of a strange shade of blush, but I love the highlighter in this one. This one, I love the blush shade, but this highlighter, unless it's the middle of the summer when I'm at my most tan, can be a little bit dark on my skin tone. But the formulas of these for the price are fantastic. $3, these perform so incredibly well. Not the most exciting product out there, but if you are on a very tight budget and you can only afford $3 for your blush and your highlighter, these will get the job done. I can't do this video without mentioning my Wet n Wild Cinema Brow Now. I'm not even gonna say anything about it. You guys have heard me talk about this before, and if you're new here, stick around for a few more videos and you will hear me talk about this again. I've been talking about it for the last 5 years. The best eyeliner out there. 98 cents, 99 cents, depending on where you buy it. It cannot be beat, in my opinion. For the eyebrows, these two products right here, the classic e.l.f. brow pencil. This is their Instant Lift Brow Pencil. $2. I think the price may have gone up to $3, but even for $3, this is a really good brow pencil. It doesn't give you a lot of precision, but if you're looking for something just to give you some basic filling in, little bit of shape, this does a really good job. It's very quick and you cannot beat the $3 price point. Along with this one right here, which is the Shape and Stay Brow Wax. You guys know I love this product. Not something that's gonna hold your brows all day long, but if you need something to kind of shape them and set them in place a little bit, this does a really good job. So if you guys have been watching me for the last couple of years, you might know of my obsession with lip liners. It's one of my new favorite and most essential makeup products, and I've been on a mission to find the drugstore's best offerings when it comes to long wearing lip liners, and I have two that I think are the best. They're both from the brand LA Girl. This is an old favorite of mine. This is the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Wear Auto Liner. This one is in the shade Nonstop Nude. I think this is by far the best shade that I've tried. I've tried about 3 or 4 of them. It's a really good, just basic nude that leans slightly more kind of peach and warm, but it's not overly peach. It's not overly pink. It's not too light or too dark. I love this shade of lip liner. It is really nice and long wearing. And then this one right here, also from LA Girl, is the Shockwave Lip Liner. This one's in the shade Mauve. The shade is a little bit different. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit more of like a pink kind of cool undertone to it. There it is right there. Formula wise, I think these are kind of equal. They both last really well once you let them just set down. They kind of both have some pros and some cons. The Intense Wear Auto Liner, this one is retractable, which I love, so you don't have to sharpen it. But it's also not so chubby that you can't still get good definition out of it, even if it doesn't have a fine point on the end. The drawback for this one is the amount of product. It is a little bit more expensive by like 50 cents, and it only includes 0.01 ounces of product inside. Whereas this one right here, which is slightly less expensive, I think by like 50 cents. I'll list the price for you guys right here, but this one has a little bit more product inside, 0.04 ounces, so quite a bit more product, but it's a sharpenable one, which is a little bit more inconvenient. And also when you sharpen a pencil like this, you do get some product waste. So some of that extra product, which seems like quite a bit, is gonna end up in the trash. So I know we're just talking like 50 cents here. I mean, both of these are still very, very cheap. Performance-wise, I think they're both amazing, but those are just the differences between these two. I would recommend them both. I think they're some of the best performers at the drugstore for the price. As for mascaras, I have two that I wanted to talk about, and I like both of these. They're both about the same price, but they're very different. It's these two right here. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Essence Lash Princess, one of the most popular mascaras out there. This has been a favorite of many, many people for many, many years. It is amazing. It does amazing things for your lashes. If you do have watery eyes though, this one can smudge and flake just a little bit. It does kind of run on me if my eyes are extremely watery, so I can't rely on this one when I know I'm in a situation where my eyes are going to water. This one, however, from e.l.f. also, so this one's $5. I think this one is $6. This is the Lash It Loud mascara. I really like this mascara. It's a little bit less volumizing and thickening. Like this one gives you really intense, long, thick, full lashes. They're almost fluffy looking. This one gives you more definition. So it gives you a little bit better separation. It's not clumpy at all. And it also wears a little bit better on my eyes when they're slightly watery. I wouldn't necessarily call this water resistant. If I am in a situation where I need something that is nearly waterproof, I'll probably reach for a waterproof mascara or my Maybelline Sky High mascara or the Milani one. But this is a really good general purpose mascara for the price. $6, $5. I mean, these perform just as well as some of my best high-end mascaras. So I have just a couple more things to mention for you guys, and both of them are eyeshadow palettes. I'm sure you guys have seen me talk about the Wet n Wild Color Icon palettes. I love these. I love all these palettes, all of the color icons, both the 10 pan and the 5 pans. But I wanted to talk about this one today. This is the Call Me Sunshine palette. It's kind of a good bronzy, like warm kind of golden bronze palette. Really pretty if you're into these kind of tones. Price-wise, you can't beat this. I think this is like $5.99 for 12 grams of product, which makes this like 50 cents a gram, which is really incredible. I don't think you can beat that. But I also wanted to mention this one. This is the Coffee Talk palette from Juvia's Place. The sticker price on this initially is a little bit pricey. This is $25, but it gives you a ton of eyeshadow and also a lot of variety if you're into warm neutrals. So I calculated the price on this one. You do get a lot more product in here. This one has 32 grams of product for $25, which makes this one, I think, 78 cents a gram, which is a little bit more, but still fantastic bang for your buck. And I just am so impressed with this eyeshadow palette. If you like your neutrals, if you like bronzes and golds and coppers and smoky, rich, warm browns, this creates some of the prettiest eyeshadows. I love the color setup. You get some fantastic range in here from light to dark, matte to shimmer. Just a very well curated palette from Juvia's Place. It's been a while since Juvia's Place has really won me over with an eyeshadow palette, but this kind of has like reignited my love for this brand. And that is gonna do it for today, you guys. These are what I consider some of the best bang for your buck products at the drugstore. What do you guys think of my selections? Were you surprised by any of these? Let me know down in the comments below, what are your best bang for your buck products? Maybe some of them I have not tried yet. If that's the case, well, I've got to know. So let me know what those are. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. I hope that you guys are doing well. Let me give you one final reminder. Please consider subscribing before you leave. But that's gonna do it for now. Thanks again, you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye. I'm trying not to move because I feel like this is gonna bug everyone. It's distracting me in my viewfinder that my earrings won't hold still.